Today, Freddy joins us all the way from Ecuador, and it's let me say it's really painfully early right now over there. So this is probably a time I haven't seen on my clock at all. Um, his talk is about extending personalization capabilities with Sitecore Personalize on XM. And now, yeah, handing over to Freddy.
Well, thank you, Sebastian, for the invitation. Thank you all for being here. For me, is an honor to start talking with you guys, and I like to talk about personalization, as Sebastian said. Okay, I want to introduce myself a little better. As you know, my name is Freddy Rueda. I'm from Ecuador. I am a senior software engineer. I have I've been working in this IT industry for more than 20 years. I have worked most of my career on banking services, and a few years ago, I started working at Oshin and started another industry, at marketing industry, with Sitecore. So it's very exciting to me to learn this huge platform. I didn't know before that it exists, and now I am uh, a Sitecore MVP. So I am very engaged with this brand. I love what they do, and I am here to talk about something about personalization. My social media is there. You can find me on LinkedIn or Twitter, now X, and I have my blog post in the psychotech.wordpress.com. If you can check the blogs, you can find some interesting topics there. Okay, that's me. And now, what we are talking about today, I I want to talk about Psycho Personalize, to give a little introduction what it is, what are the events, what are web experience and decision models, and also talk about the integration types with Psycho Personalize. And finally, I want to open the platform Personalize and create a decision model, a web experience, and then I will show how I integrate or how I extend that thing on my Sitecore XM solution in Sitecore 10. Okay, so I have found that many people on Sitecore world don't know personalize because they are only working on this EMS and have no idea what it is. Has has an idea what personalization is because anybody or everybody knows how it works. For example, in Netflix or Amazon, that personalization to by the behavior of what we consume on that pages or something like that. So basically, it's that. But personalized is a huge tool from Sitecore. It's part of the engagement cloud family from Sitecore, and it's a tool that can offer personalized experiences based on the behavior of the customers or the clients or the users of our sites. So personalized can take all the data that the user is tracking on our site, and with that we can personalize, also let us segment our clients or make some audiences profiles to see or to group what kind of users my site has, and with that segmentation make some personalization or experiences based on that behavior. Personalized gives us real-time recommendation because it's as this a tracking system has all the information of the user, so we can manage that, and Personalize can send us some recommendations for our product or something like this. Also, with Personalize, we can do A/B testing to check, to evaluate which experience is better than the other or which is more accepted by the users. So it's kind of easy to do that in Sitecore Personalize and give real good insights about that because it does data analysis and gives really good dashboards with that. And one important thing for me is very important to know that personalized can or let us consume external data sources, or we can integrate with any API that you think to extend, to improve the experience. We can connect with APIs for example, products or offers, or our system, internal system, for to give some offers for the clients or something like that. So we can connect via API with anything that you want. That's a high level uh, representation of what is Sitecore Personalized. Now, an important thing or about Sitecore Personalized are the events. What are the events in Sitecore Personalized? That events is what personalized processes and gives what the user do in our site or the behavior information. For example, an event could be a click, page visit, an addition in the cart if you are shopping something, and so on. All that events uh, can be tracked and personalized, saved on the system. And with that events, we can do many things. Basically, each instance of user behavior is an event. Anything, a click, a scroll, a save, a view, anything is an event, and we can read that from personalize and do many things. And the basic attributes for an event is a channel, a browser ID, and timestamp. With that part, with that three um, attributes, an event can be categorized. Okay. Now that we know what events are, I want to talk about the web experiences. I think this is the base experience of Psycho Personalized because it let us do something quick, and give experience to our users. With these web experiences, we can do the personalization. We can send some responses to our users with personalization or with personalized data. What is web experiences let or do? Basically, it injects HTML and JavaScript code into our site. That's amazing because you cannot program or develop in our site. You can do it directly on Personalize, and you can inject that huge experiences in the sites. So with this, uh, the marketers are empowered to to get very um, amazing experiences to the users. What are the what can do with that web experiences? We can base the responses based on the conditions or decision models. We can extend what experience is with these decision models that we are talking about later. And we can do also these experiences based on segmentation. For example, we can segment users for countries or for regions or for age, something like that. Okay, the decision models uh, enables us to extend the business logic to deliver more personalized content to our users. Here we can connect or integrate with another APIs or another sources, and with that data make better personalized content. It's in the decision model we can consume in the real time. That's an important thing because another system consumes in a batch or something like that. But with this, with decision models, we can do instantly the acquisition of the data. We can do also testing models to see how it behaves before send the personalization to the user, or to see what data that API send us, or how we can manage that, or something like this. And also we can do many variants or versions of these decision models. We can improve uh, on the time what this decision model do, and we can keep that variance or that versions. Okay, and finally for this introduction of personalized, I want to talk about the integration types. There are many integration types for with Sitecore Personalize. For example, if we are working in a site that it's not Sitecore, if you have an old site, you can do this do this personalization of this integration with Personalize via a simple snippet of JavaScript. And also, if you work with Sitecore, there are many other ways to integrate. For example, the client-side integration using the Engage SDK or the Google Tag Manager. If you use Google Tag Manager on your site, you can put this snippet on Google Tag Manager, and we can integrate easily with Sitecore Personalize. And with the um, with the appearance of XM Cloud, Sitecore has been worked on some SDK script with to connect with XM with another frameworks. We can connect also with for a React application or a Next.js application that is uh, XM Cloud. And there is a difference because we have two types: the server set cookies and the client set cookies. Basically the server set cookies are the cookies are created by the server and sent to the browser. And when you use client set cookies, the browser is who create the cookies. For example, in a real application for me, I realized that when I was working with this cookies admin software, that if I used server set cookies, the server creates first the cookie, and then I call the cookies admin. So this cookie admin could not see or could not manage the cookie that the server creates because it creates first or before than the ad cookie admin. So I have to change to use client set cookies approach to let the cookie admin see that cookies because when you use, for example, OneTrust, that admin cookie admin manager, it has to. This is the first snippet or the first app that your site runs because all the rest of the scripts will read by this admin cookie admin. And if you use server set cookies, the cookie was set first before the cookie admin. So I had to change that part. And we have an integration using the API, as any developer do. Call the API, send the appropriate input, and get the response. So these are the types of integration that we have inside. To continue, I want to create in the platform a decision model and a web experience, and I want to explain how it can be managed on our Sitecore XM. And this is the Sitecore portal. So we have here this Sitecore Personalize app, and I am going to create a decision model first. What is the use case that I want to do? I have a site. I have a site here that has a menu, and it has submenus, right? So if the user navigates for any of these pages, I want to keep when he come back to the home page to keep in the menu that he visit the last. For example, if he visit the upgrade page and then come back to the home page, when he hover this, the menu present will be this. This is one approach of one use case that I want to do. For doing that, I have to read every single uh, visit that the user do. For example, I am going to save this URL on personalize and then manage in a decision model to say if the type of page, the last page that the user visit was type A, so return that segment. If the type of page the visit last uh, click was a type B, return that type B. So let's begin. I'm going to create a decision model here. Yep. Let's call SUGDE. Yeah, here are the variants that I talked before. We have to create a variant and give it a name. Version 1. This is the variant. We have these states: draft, test, production, and archive. When this variant. It's in production. We can use it in a web experience. Let's see this. Okay. First of all, we have to use this input data. Here I am going to use guest or session, whatever you want. Then I am going to use a programmable block to read from Sitecore Personalize, read the events, right? I have to connect. And I'm going to call, okay, get okay. Yeah. I have here for purpose of demo, I have created before some function, JavaScript function. This, what I'm doing here, I am reading the session, the open session of the user, and I iterating all the events that the user do, and I'm looking for the page view or view event. When I found that event, I am going to check if the URL or the last page visited was one of these three types or contains these three texts. Or, for example, all the engagement products pages will have this in somewhere of the URL, and the content products this in somewhere on the URL. So based on that, I check what's the event and if the page contains any of these text and return a number. If it's not found, it returns a default. So this is our first JavaScript function, and then we can use it in a decision table. Yeah, let's connect this. Let's call this, for example. Okay, let's edit this. Yeah. Here you can put what you are returning here and give something more meaningful. For example, let's create a column with this. I'm going to call segment. It's a string. I am going to add, and the response, I'm going to create an output column with the name cloud or something, whatever. Yeah. As I mentioned before, here we can put the values and give it a meaningful output. For example, if I put one, sorry, one, enter. No, it's not. This is predefined. Some sorry. Here I have. When it's one, I want to, for example, put engagement cloud. Let's put clouds, cases, and so on. Yeah, this is something that I am going to manage. You can do whatever. You can give the IDs or the settings you want here that you understand or your decision model will understand. So the name I'm going to put return cloud. Okay, and save. Yeah. With with the with this we can use later this decision model, and we will have the return that we want based on what's the last visit of the user. We can test here, for example, if we use any of our guests, we can test, and we can see here how the model works. So in this case, we don't have nothing because the user didn't visit any of our pages. I I have this is a demonstration of how to create decision models. I have some decision models created in production and see the data. Check. Let's check if we have data. If I in this. But first of all, I need to know what is my user ID or my browser ID to check in the decision model. So we can go here to the console and put and see this object if it's created. If it is created, it's that we are integrated successfully with Sitecore Personalize. So we have here our guest ref. For Sitecore Personalize, this is the identification of this browser, so we can check that part. Let's see. Yeah, we have here this, and let's check what it says. It returns, for example, here in this decision model, returns one, and it says that the brand is Sitecore because this is the similar that I did before. We have to find the last visit page of all the sessions, and when it found something that matched with Sitecore solutions or Adobe or something like that, it returns. So basically, this is how this decision model works. Okay. After this, we have to create a web experience that uses this. Okay. I'm going to create a new one just for demo purposes. Yeah. And here we have many things to set. For example, the decision. Sorry, we have here the decision model, but I didn't put in production, remember? So we have first our decision model to put in production. How would I do that? Moving this to production. Okay, now it's in production. We can use it in our web experience. We can go here to decisioning and add a decision model. I have to create this before. Here we have these variants of the web experience. As you see here, we can do the basic put an alert bar or put a pop-up or a sidebar. For example, if we go to the Sitecore community or Sitecore page, we have this banner here, right? This is the a basic web experience. We can set this here like this, put in an alert bar, but I don't want it because this is the basic. I want to extend that part connected to my XM and check what do I do, what can I do with the content that I have already in my site. So for doing that, I am going I'm going to create an empty variant. Yeah. And here I have some code snippets that I used before. Here, for example, the first thing in this API is connect with our decision model. Yeah. With this code, I am going to search for this decision table, return cloud, and return the segment that I developed before or that I did before in that function, remember? Let's save this. And for if you don't remember, it is in the decision model here and here. I am going to return to check this return cloud in this experience. So go back to experience and here I read this. I have to select what decision model I will use. So I use SUGDE demo. Okay, it is connected. And in my experience, I will continue working. I have already connected with the decision model, get the segment, and in the JavaScript, I am going to take that thing and use it. How do I do that? With this code example, for example, I am reading, sorry, here. With this API, I create a hidden HTML tag with the value of the segment. And here in this JavaScript code, I read this. See? In that way, I have the segment and I can do whatever I want with my DOM or with the elements of my HTML page. So here is an example. I have a lot of Sitecore items created in my HTML, and I manage with, depending on the segment, I remove or hide some and present only the one of the segment. If it's Content Cloud, I activate the Content Cloud and deactivate the others. Eh, if it is Engagement Cloud, the same. So this is the way we can manage the DOM, and it is the first part I want to share how we can extend. As you see, it's an empty variant. It has no HTML to show, but we create a hidden field, and with that hidden field we can do many things. That's the first thing. And how can you see that in working in production? That part, I use this in the Oshin.com site, and it checks what's the service for this. For example, if I navigate for Adobe, for example, and I turn back, it is in Adobe. See, if I click on something of Sitecore, I navigate that, and the user come back to the menu, it is on Sitecore. That's the personalization that I did here to keep the user always in the services that it uh, visit the last or before. That's one thing. That's one type of uh, extending the capabilities. The other type I did is connecting in my C# code or in my solution with Personalize. How I did? I created a method to call the API and send the parameters. And remember that I used before this guest reference. When we use Personalize, the cookies has that reference in somewhere. So we have here that values. See? So I read that, my backend code. I create the object and send the call to the API based on the name of the web experience. Here in some config, I put the name of the web experience, and then this code I call it, and I retrieve the same that I retrieve here to the same segment. And with that segment in Sitecore, I can do whatever I want. For example, I personalize the hero carousel. I am going to show the slide of the hero that matches to the segment, because I can have many slides in the hero, right? But if the user visit the last visit page was from Sitecore, the hero carousel present the slide of Sitecore, and so on. We have here a lot of components, carousels, something like that. So we can personalize anything that we want in our site. We can personalize this banner, this menu, this hero, this another hero. This is not a hero. This is a services, and anything we want. So all it's personalized. For example, here if I go to a Sitecore service and I go back to the home, see the slide is from Sitecore, and then we have the services from Sitecore and the case studies from Sitecore and the insights from Sitecore and also the customer mentions. This is all about Sitecore because the user visit the last page he visited was one of Sitecore. So that's the way we can extend the capabilities of Sitecore Personalize because the first thing or the easy thing that we can do is create web experience, but uh, with these approaches that we have here. So we can do this directly, but it is I think is the easy way or the not easy or the quickest way. Also, we have do things more complex, like for example, let's go to Sitecore.com. We have here this banner of the symposium, right? We can inject all this HTML in a web experience here. We can create an empty template and put all the HTML with CSS files or classes or JavaScript methods to make some animations or something like that. But it's still only in personalized. The interesting thing is how I can connect in my backend code, read the experience, get the decision model result, and do some kind of personalization. In this case, for example, I just get in the carousel and order first the what the the slide of the segment that this carousel has, and so on with the many other components as I mentioned before. So, guys, I think this is the topic that I wanted to talk with you today. Uh, if you have questions, we can talk. And thank you for giving me this few minutes to give this or to share this thing.